the part of dedication. By the Srimad Bhakti Goswami Maharaj Gita. They have more. Kanjanena madhya sestana vidha bhakti Krishna prema Krishna didehadari mahashakti Dharamadhya sarva sestanam sankirtana Niraparare nama laili bhaya prematana. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Of all forms of divine service, 9 forms are superior, for with great potency they bestow upon the devotee love for Krishna and their personal relationship with him. Of the 9, the best is Nam Sankirtan. By offenselessly taking the holy name, the treasure of love for the Lord is attained. Mahaprabhu accepted 5 principal limbs from the 9 that are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavata Shravana, Mathura Vata, Shri Mutira Sadhaya Sevana. It means association with the pure devotee, chanting the holy name, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, reciting in Mathura Dham, and faithfully worshipping the deity. Of these 5, Mahaprabhu has given Nam Sankirtan the highest position. Nam Sankirtan is considered best of all, designated as such by the Acharyas. Our Guru Maharaj especially promoted Kirtan, as indicated by Shastra, the scripture. But if other Acharyas have shown preference to Smarana in any instance, it is in the sense that Kirtan may be performed within the material environment, whereas Smarana is independent of any material consideration. Smarana means remembering. So remembering he can always, yes. But it is not meant for on our level. We are not able to remember the Lord. We remember so many things, but not the Lord. So that's because Kirtana is get more important position in our beginning level. So Smarana is independent of any material consideration, whatever may happen in this external plane. We can always remember the Lord sitting in the heart, or is present everywhere, everything. There's nothing outside of Him. From this point of view, Smarana may be deemed higher, but it is not accepted in a general way. It is a special opinion. This we heard. In Chaitanya's Sikshamrita, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur clarified that there are two types of devotees in the stage just prior to attaining the higher plane of Paramahamsa or Uttama Adhikari. The devotees who cross the middle stage, Madhyam Adhikari, and reach towards the highest position are called devotees in the stage of Prema Ruruksha. They are classified in two divisions, Goshtanandi, Vivekanandi, or Bhajananandi. The first are always engaged in preaching, and they later take to Smarana, or Nirjan Bhajana, a solitary life of worship without mixing with the environment. So Goshtanandi is those two types, Goshtanandi and Vivekanandi. Goshtanandi, they are actively preaching, they are bringing this to the external world. And they go to secluded places, or they are practicing inside. But they are the basis. It is very important. Like the Goswamis, 6 Goswamis, they were Vivekanandi. But they gave the basis of all Bhakti. They are writing down all the skashas, and we are distributing, or Goshtanandis are those who are distributing this to the mundane or material plane. And so a solitary life they live of worship without mixing with the outside, with the environment. One is not superior to the other. The Vivekanandis generally like a secluded life and practice smarana. Those who are of the Goshtanandi type perform kirtan, preaching, and attain the highest position without the need to practice exclusive smarana. Those who have attained the highest plane are known as Prema Ruruda. Prema Ruruda. So Guru Maharaj clearly said that when we are in a lower position, smarana is injurious. Because why? You're not able to remember Krishna. There are so many things our mind is representing to us that we're mixing it up with Krishna. And this is injurious. Rather we should take to kirtan. Kirtan prabhave smarana havahipi. Sikala bhajana nirjana sambhava. Sahajyas, they are those who they are imitationists. They imitate, are fonder of smarana than kirtana. They are followers of smarana. They lead a secluded life, and mentally they attempt to identify themselves with a particular Shaki or of their own age. They pretend to perform the duties to occupy their her place of service in a particular place of Vrindavan, in a particular lila, under the guidance of a particular Saki, and so on. They are required to meditate on all these things by their so-called Guru. Actually, this is also explained, Srila Bhakti Thakur and his Chaiva Dharma, from this 27th chapter on, when he gives when one gets initiated into the eternal form, eternal seva, service. But this should be not read by beginners. So this is beyond. The serial is also similar, but they are imitating. So many imitating this. That is the process amongst the Sahajiya school. That we do not accept it. We consider it all false and imaginary. They are not fit for their plane. They do not have real sambandha jnana, knowledge of reality. They only practice the habitual repetition of a particular mental speculation. But anatta nivritti means removal of contamination, or any other process based on it cannot be affected thereby. Their imagined achievement is sheer concoction. They are not aware of the facts. The ontological gradation from Viraja to Brahmaloka, Vaikunta and Goloka. They are Pukura Churivala, means bond thieves, imagining their residence at Radhakund. To think one can steal a bond is self-deception. We consider that kind of smara to be self-deception. At this point, is there anything, any question or? Oh, this is a little high topic. Nobody dares. Now, of course, this is far away from, especially who are not in the line or Bhakti. The Sahajiyas propagated it Pranali. It is called Sita Pranali. When you get from a pure devotee, a member of the spiritual plane, if you get Sita Pranali, means revelation of one's internal identity as a gopi, by example. So those who are on the absolute pure plane, they are not materialistic. They are coming from the spiritual plane. They can see what is your possession, what is your... So they can give you Siddha Pranali, or they can reveal to you your identity as a gopi or a Saka, or in a different mood, Vatsalya. Spiritual perfection is incomplete. So, without Pranali, perfection is incomplete. Let them do so. Our Guru Maharaj wrote several poems on the one of which is Prakita Rasa Satatushani. 100 defects in the Sahajiya conception. The defects are innumerable, but our Guru Maharaj put forward 100 of the defects in their process of advancement. Mainly they take spiritual advancement very cheaply. They are not prepared to pay the real price. But the dead blow to them is this. There's one shloka. Upajaya bodhilatta brahmanda vedijaya viraja pramaloga vedibara yoma bhaya jayaya uparikuloka vrindavana Krishna charana kalpa vrikshe kare arohana. As one waters the devotional kalpa, the seed sprouts and it gradually grows until it penetrates the walls of this material universe. And goes beyond the Viraja river, which divides the spirit world and the material world. It attains Brahmaloka and then reaches the Paravyoma, the spiritual sky. And then reaches the foremost spiritual planet, Goloka Vrindavan, rooted in the heart and watered by Shravan, Kirtana. The Bhakti Kripa grows until it attains the shelter of the desire tree of the lotus feet of Krishna in the topmost region of the spiritual sky. So one must first cross the different gross and subtle layers of the Brahmanda, reach this mundane universe. Then Viraja, the extremity of the jurisdiction of Maya, or misconception. Then the Brahman conception, the halo of the real or transcendental world. Then Vaikunta, which is Paravyoma, a sphere of consciousness. So the jivas comes from the Dashtaloka, the marginal position of the Abhishya, and must go through higher planes where even the soil is more valuable than the infinitesimal spirit soul. Vaikunta. What is Vaikunta? There the soil, earth, water, everything is of pure consciousness. Then the person who is going to enter there. So it means Vaikunta is something we can yet not imagine, because there is no matter, there is no bhumiya, kamano, putiya, evaja, hankara, ityame pinya prakritir ashtata, as it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Whatever we can recognize, whatever we can imagine in this world where we are living now, is made of matter, bhumiya, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Space is also subtle, but is still material. Mind is also material, because it's only focused on what exists in this external world where we can perceive through our eyes, to touch or sound. Even sound is materialist in the material world. So mind and buddhya, intellect, is also materialistic. Everything is underlies the law, means it appears and it disappears. So the gross matter appears, we get born, and the mind, intellect, it survives. We carry with us, but we have forgotten our past. So we do not know why we are here. We have not even questioned why we are here and who we are, and what we are doing here, and where we are going. We do not know. It is not. We have no. The mind and the intellect has no capacity to understand this, because he is bound or connected with temporary things. That's because even the mind and the intellect is also called material. So as long as we move in this, we have to wander in this material plane, birth after birth. So matter, it will go. It comes and goes, comes and goes. And our desire to enjoy this material world, what is actually meant not for our enjoyment, it is for the Supreme Lord's enjoyment. But we want to enjoy it. Yes, you can enjoy it. God gives us free will, and the mind carries this desires, whatever we may have, life after life. So we could not fulfill our desires in this life, but we get another chance. So we have grown to so many lives, birth after birth, thousands, lakhs of, millions of different forms of life we wander. Now that we are getting, after many, many births, getting chance to hear or to understand, if one is ready to accept, to understand it. It is not something new. This knowledge is given to this to the living beings, to the disciplic successions, Brahma, Shiva, the Kumaras, and Sri Lakshmi. So the different schools, they are giving this knowledge, and it is written down in the Vedas. The first Vedas were written down according to the history 5,000 years ago. Before this knowledge was given only by speaking to the disciple. because they could remember. Nowadays our remembrance is fading. We cannot remember. So we forgot. We do not remember even what we have. We took last week eating, what we were eating on this day. Last, what is that, Tuesday? Even yesterday you may not remember. This is, so we are in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga remembrance intellect is reduced. How to kill more fast. You know, they are very expert killing each other. And whatever they create is only based on profit, money. They are thinking this is happiness if you have money. And this is Kali Yuga. We do not understand what they can evade the law of this material nature. We cannot maintain. And even if we theoretically understand it, we will not give up. Running for sense enjoyment, running for this pleasure, getting into pleasure in this material world, temporary world. This is our handicap. So that's because this knowledge is given, and the process is given also by the Supreme Lord Himself. Every Kali Yuga, He appears in this world as a devotee, and He gives the process. This is in the Vedas. It is not something new. Even in the Christianity or in the other religions, they say the holy name may be, Christianity. And also the Muslims do like this, but it is a perverted reflection of the real thing. They made their own explanation. And the real thing we have to understand through the disciplic succession to those who have attained realization, who are members of the spiritual world. They can tell us, they can bring us there, they can show us. So Bhakti is the main or the highest process of getting out of the circle of birth and death and all this difficulties we may face in this lifetime and in the next lifetimes. It is not meant for our enjoyment. It will never be the happy end. On this level we have some question or some comments. This family, Sikh family. Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda. Shankaracharya, he said at the end of his appearance, Chant the name of Govinda, chant the name of Govinda. So, this is where it is the Guru Nanak, he was present when Mahaprabhu was here on this planet. The same. He's Vachi, Shankaracharya. He is not different from the Supreme, but when he enters material, he serves the Lord. Brahma is creator, Vishnu is maintainer, and Shiva is destroying. Important points, important things. We must understand, very powerful personalities. But the devotees different is they go beyond this material plane. They go to the plane of consciousness. Consciousness cannot be killed. We are consciousness. We are conscious living beings. Atma, Jiva-atma. So we have our home beyond this material world. So Sadashiva is a form of Vishnu. He has his planet also, his transcendental planet in the spiritual world. And so the Gaudiya Vaishnava line, they are so fortunate we can go to the most intimate relation with the Supreme Lord. We can attain in a very simple way. Nobody dares philosoph or studying Shastra. Naturally, they are playing. Everything is a play, everything is the Lord's pastime. The Lord is one, we are one with Him, and He expands into many to perform different pastimes. So also this material world is a part of this. We have to choose this world. We want to be successful here, we want to become happy here, yes. Without free will there is no, we cannot make a relation to another. So it is like we are free, we separate ourselves, but in reality we cannot separate from Him because there's nothing existing outside of Him. And in the same time we are separated. Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, the truth is we are one with Him, and in the same time we are different. Because He wants to play different things, but He is never involved, He is never an illusion. It's the different. But we are, through our activities, we are illusioned by this material nature. Like we can read in the Shastras, so many demons who want to take the position of God. I am the enjoyer. All this mentality, I am the controller. what I think is right, all others are wrong. All this mentality you can live here in the material world, but it is all illusion. Everybody will be punished accordingly to the law of this material nature. You kill an animal, you will be killed also next lifetime. This is the law of material nature. So, yeah. Can finish here if anything to say. If you have no question, no comments, means everybody's agreeing. Then we go back home, back to Godhead. Back to our beloved Lord. All this, His associates, His pure devotees, looking at us. But we do not see them. They want us. Come back, what you're doing here. Come back home. You do not belong to this material world. We are spiritual beings. We cannot die, we will not take birth. Only the illusion, Maya, is reality here in this world. Jai Srila Gurudeva Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Srila Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Guru Premanandi.